serious. Many of you have heard this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because I just love telling the story. All right, as many of you know, I am in a committed relationship with somebody. The lovely artist, photographer, model, makeup artist, December Rose. Wonderful, wonderful lady. But I wasn't always with her. When I was 22, no, I was older than that. Wow, I'm getting old. Anyway, there was once upon a time with the single Jimmy, I was going to go on a date with this girl. And the idea was we were going to meet up at the designated meeting spot, and that was going to be the beginning of hopefully a wonderful date. But she called me up and she said, I want you to meet me up at the designated meeting spot so we can, hopefully have a wonderful date. I said, good going, let's do this. So I took my medication. I take medication. I have bipolar disorder. Now, the thing about my medication is that it has to be taken with food or cause severe stomach irritation, but more on that in a second. So we got there, it was a parking lot we were supposed to meet up at, and she was on the phone in her car for about 20 minutes, and I was standing there with nothing in my stomach except for, well, my meds and about half a mouthful of water. So I got into her car, and after she got off the phone, we were driving, and see, all of your bodies are rigged up, are hardwired, so that your brain knows pretty much what's going on at all times. Now, at this point, my stomach sent a message to my brain, and that message went, warning, toxins discovered in the stomach. Evacuation in 30 seconds. So I sat there, pull over. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You thought I was going to do the guy thing where you kind of just open the door and you just like lean out and you just puke like that. But she's like, get the hell out of my car! I'm like, okay. So I walked about 10 feet away and I started puking. And it was kind of bad because, well, it was all I had in my stomach was my pills. So there went that, and then the water, and then just nothing. And it hurt a lot. And my primary thought wasn't, oh my God, I'm puking. My primary thought was, oh my God, there's this gorgeous chick over here, 10 feet away from me in the car, and I must look like a complete jackass. And I had tears in my eyes. Half of them were from the actual vomiting, but the other half were from the knowledge that there would be no date after this. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. But I've never been good at dating. Unfortunately, the bulk of my dating experience in my late teens and early 20s is courtesy of my friend Alan. Alan would call me up at night, dude, bring your girl over. Like a girl for me to meet? No, just a girl, man. Just be on the computer and like leave the door unlocked or something. Thanks, jackass. Then, occasionally though, he would call me up, dude, bring a girl for you to meet. Which translated to, I'm bringing a girl over, and she's bringing her friend that you have to keep busy. By the way, I hope you have a chew toy. Because a lot of these girls were not A-list. Now, before you think of me as a complete loser in this regard, complete being the operative word, I'm going to tell you a story of a successful date I went on. I was 18 years old, and we met up at this concert, and we were talking, and we were both up against the wall. And she was looking at me, and I'm looking at me, like, or something like that. And I thought, does she want me to? But then I heard this little voice of confidence in my head whisper very gently to me, kiss her right now! And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, well, I don't know. She's, look at her, she's into you. And apparently she noticed that I was talking to myself. She's like, what? I'm like, oh shit, nothing. And she's like, what? And I'm like, nothing. She wasn't buying it. She's like, what? Leans in. And I'm like, nothing. So eventually we were touching foreheads, and I thought to myself, she might be into me. I don't know, I don't know this kind of stuff. And then eventually I figured, screw it, fortune favors the bold, so I kissed her. And she goes, finally? And I'm like, what do you mean finally? She's like, I've been standing for like 20 minutes waiting for you to kiss me. I'm like, okay, sorry. So we were making out, and at one point she had me up against the wall with her knee between my legs, and I'm like, I might get laid by this chick. You know, I wasn't gonna put, it's not something I bet on, it's me for God's sake. And then at one point she wanted me to, take her home. She was 16, she had to go home. I'm like, all right. So I went, to the car with her, and we were driving, and I was trying to be smooth. And I'm like, so, is there any place where I can kiss you goodnight? And she's like, yeah, park over there. Quick, cut the bullshit, park over there. I'm like, okay. So I pulled over, we were making out, and at one point I had my head under her shirt. I was just feeling on her stomach. I mean, I wasn't going for anything. I just like the feel of women's skin. Women have gorgeous skin, they really do. And like my thumb brushed up against the bottom of her bra, and I'm like, oh my God, sorry. And she's like, I'm not gonna stop you. And I'm like, huh. So did I go for it? Yes, I did. And then at one point she had me up against my chair, and she's like, I want you so bad, but I have to go home. And I'm like, I'm definitely getting laid by this chick. And I did. Thank you.